She was hurt and terrified, and the alien woman knocked on his door, begging to stay. The thunder crashed outside Maya Chen's apartment, just as her instant ramen finished cooking, and she cursed under her breath while fishing out the noodles. With a bent fork, rain hammered against the windows of her cramped studio in downtown Portland, and the old radiator wheezed like it was dying. She'd been debugging code for 12 hours straight, her eyes burning from the blue glow of multiple monitors. Then came the knock. Not the casual rap of a neighbor or the aggressive pounding of someone selling something. This was desperate. 3 quick strikes, a pause, then 3 more. Maya set down her ramen and padded to the door in her fuzzy slippers, squinting through the peephole. A woman stood in the hallway, soaked to the bone, dark hair plastered to her skull. But something was wrong with the image. The woman's skin seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly pallor, and her eyes. Maya blinked hard, thinking her tired vision was playing tricks. When she looked again, the woman had collapsed against the doorframe. Oh, shit! Maya yanked open the door, catching the stranger as she stumbled forward. The woman was lighter than expected, but ran with a fever that felt electric against Maya's skin. Hey, are you okay? The woman's eyes fluttered open, revealing irises that shifted color like oil on water. Please, she whispered in accented English, her voice carrying harmonics that made Maya's teeth ache. I need sanctuary. They're hunting me. Maya glanced down the empty hallway, rain still drumming against the far window. Every instinct screamed this was a terrible idea, but the woman was injured. Dark stains on her white shirt that looked suspiciously like blood, though it glimmered with an unusual iridescence. Come on, Maya said, helping her inside. Let's get you dry. The woman nearly collapsed onto Maya's second-hand couch, breathing hard. Up close, Maya could see that her ears came to subtle points, barely noticeable unless you were looking. Her bone structure was too delicate, too perfect, like someone had designed her face using divine mathematics. I'm Maya, she said, grabbing a towel from the bathroom. What's your name? Zara, the woman replied, accepting the towel gratefully. Zara Veltar. I'm not from here. Maya laughed nervously, settling into her desk chair. Yeah, I figured. The whole "they're hunting me" thing was a clue. Are you in some kind of trouble? Should I call the police? Zara's expression turned panicked. No authorities, please. They would not understand what I am. And what are you, exactly? Maya asked, though part of her already suspected the answer would shatter her understanding of the universe. Zara was quiet for a long moment, studying Maya's face as if weighing a monumental decision. Finally, she spoke. I am what your people would call extraterrestrial. My ship crashed in your ocean 3 days ago. My kind has been observing Earth for cycles, but I was discovered by those who would exploit our presence. Maya stared at her, processing. Then she got up, walked to the kitchen, and returned with 2 cups of tea. Okay, she said, handing one to Zara. Alien, got it. Are you hurt badly? The simple acceptance in Maya's voice seemed to surprise Zara. You believe me? Honey, I write code for a living. I spend my days making impossible things work. Plus, you're sitting in my living room with pointy ears and mood ring eyes, so... Maya shrugged. The evidence is pretty compelling. For the first time? Zara smiled, a small tentative expression that transformed her entire face. You are not what I expected from a human. Good or bad? Wonderfully unexpected, Zara said softly, and something warm bloomed in Maya's chest. Maya woke to the smell of something burning and the sound of frantic beeping from her smoke detector. She stumbled out of bed, having given Zara the couch for the night, and found the alien woman standing in her kitchenette, looking mortified while black smoke poured from the toaster. I apologize, Zara said over the alarm. I was attempting to prepare sustenance, but your heating device appears to be malfunctioning. Maya waved the smoke away and unplugged the toaster, which had somehow welded itself shut around what used to be bread. It's not malfunctioning, it's just old and vindictive, like most of my appliances. She opened windows to clear the air. What did you do to it? I may have applied too much thermal energy, Zara admitted. My people do not typically cook. Our food is prepared through molecular arrangement. Right, of course it is. Maya pulled out her backup, a box of cereal and some questionable milk. How about we start with something harder to destroy? As they ate breakfast, Maya found herself stealing glances at Zara. In daylight, her alien nature was more apparent but somehow less startling. Her movements were too graceful, her reactions to mundane things, like the texture of cereal milk, genuinely curious rather than polite. So, Maya said, crunching through her Lucky Charms, tell me about these people hunting you. Zara's expression darkened. A faction of your government has been tracking extraterrestrial activity. They discovered my mission and they wish to study me, dissect me, perhaps. That's horrifying. Maya felt anger flare in her chest. How long can you stay here? I do not know. My ship's emergency beacon is still transmitting. If my people receive it, they will come for me. But if the hunters triangulate its position first... Maya was quiet for a moment, thinking. She was a software engineer, not an action hero. Her biggest act of rebellion was using ad blockers and occasionally jaywalking. But looking at Zara, the fear carefully hidden behind her composed exterior, Maya felt something shift inside her. The beacon, she said. Where is it transmitting from? The coast, about 30 miles north, but it's heavily monitored now. Maya nodded, already forming. A plan she couldn't believe she was considering. I have a friend who works in marine biology up there, Dr. Sarah Kim. She has access to boats, diving equipment, all that ocean stuff. You would help me retrieve it? Zara asked, surprise evident in her voice. I mean, yeah. You're stuck here until you get it right, and staying here indefinitely is probably not great for either of us. Maya paused, realizing how that sounded. Not that I don't want you here, it's just, I understand, Zara said softly. You have your own life. I have already disrupted it significantly. Something in her tone made Maya look up. Zara was staring down at her cereal bowl, and for the first time since she'd arrived, she looked truly vulnerable. Not just afraid, but sad. Hey, Maya said, reaching across to touch Zara's hand. The alien woman's skin was warm, almost electric. I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm trying to help you get home safely. Zara's fingers curled around Maya's, and when she looked up, her color-shifting eyes held something Maya couldn't quite name. On my world, we have a saying, trust is the bridge between stars. I have never understood it until now. Maya felt her heart skip. Yeah, well, we have a saying too. Don't leave a friend hanging, and you're... She hesitated, then smiled. You're definitely a friend. The look Zara gave her suggested friendship might not be the only thing developing between them. Sarah Kim took the news about extraterrestrial life with the same calm she applied to discovering new species of deep-sea jellyfish, intense curiosity mixed with methodical planning. Maya had driven up to the coastal research station with Zara hidden under a blanket in the back seat, both of them jumping at every siren they heard. So you're telling me, Sarah said, studying Zara with professional fascination, that your ship is sitting on the ocean floor about 12 miles out, and it's surrounded by government boats pretending to be conducting routine maritime exercises? That is correct, Zara confirmed. The beacon is embedded in the hull. I need only to reach it and activate the retrieval sequence. Sarah nodded, already pulling up nautical charts on her computer. The depth there is about 200 feet. Definitely within diving range, but with all that surface activity, she traced a route with her finger, we'll need a distraction. Maya leaned over the maps, trying to look like she understood what she was seeing. What kind of distraction? Leave. That to me, Sarah grinned. I've been wanting to test our new autonomous research drones anyway. If they happen to malfunction and create some interesting sonar signatures in the wrong direction, you could get in serious trouble for this, Maya said. Maya, honey, I've spent my entire career studying things most people think are impossible. This is just Tuesday for me. Sarah turned to Zara. The real question is, can you handle a dive suit? Human technology, completely different from whatever you're used to? Zara straightened. I am adaptable. 3 hours later, Maya watched nervously as Sarah fitted Zara with diving equipment on the deck of the research vessel Deep Thought. The alien woman looked uncomfortable in the bulky wetsuit, but she was picking up the technical explanations with frightening speed. The important thing, Sarah was saying, is to stay calm. The pressure down there can be disorienting if you're not used to it. My people evolved on a world with higher atmospheric pressure, Zara said, and we are capable of limited respiration. In liquid environments. Sarah raised an eyebrows. Of course you are, Maya. Your girlfriend is officially the coolest person I've ever met. She's not Maya started, then caught Zara's amused expression. We're not, focus, Maya. Sarah laughed. Save the relationship drama for when we're not committing federal crimes. As they motored out toward the dive site, Maya found herself standing next to Zara at the boat's rail. The alien woman was staring out at the horizon where government vessels sat like dark threats against the sunset. Are you scared? Maya asked. Quietly, terrified, Zara admitted. Not of the dive or even of being captured, but of leaving. Maya felt her stomach flip. Leaving? Zara turned to face her, and in the golden light of sunset, her shifting eyes looked almost human. If my people come for me, I will have to go. Our laws are strict about contact with developing species. Developing? Maya said with mock offense. Hey, we've got smartphones and Netflix. We're very developed. Zara smiled, but it was tinged with sadness. In 3 days, you have shown me more kindness than I have experienced in years of interaction. With my own kind, you opened your home to a stranger, believed an impossible story, and now you risk yourself to help me. How do I leave that behind? Maya's heart was pounding. Maybe you don't have to. Maya, I'm just saying Earth could use someone like you. And I could. Maya took a breath. I could use someone like you. Zara stepped closer, close enough that Maya could feel the electric warmth of her skin. What are you saying? I'm saying maybe some bridges between stars are worth building. Sarah's voice cut through the moment. Lovebirds, we're approaching the dive site. Time to suit up. The water was darker than Maya had expected, even with the diving lights cutting through the gloom. She stayed close to Sarah, while Zara moved through the water like she was born to it, her movements fluid and confident despite the unfamiliar. Equipment. Maya tried not to think about the government boats circling somewhere above them. At 180 feet, Zara's ship came into view, and Maya's breath caught in her throat. It wasn't the sleek, metallic craft she'd imagined from science fiction movies. Instead, it looked almost organic, curved surfaces that seemed to shift and flow even while motionless, covered in what looked like scales or feathers that moved gently in the current. Zara swam ahead, her hands moving over the ship's surface in patterns Maya couldn't follow. Suddenly, sections of the hull began to glow with soft bioluminescence, creating a constellation of lights in the deep water. Even through her diving mask, Maya could see Zara's face transform with emotion, relief, joy, and something that looked like homesickness. Sarah tapped Maya's shoulder and pointed to her dive. Computer. They were running low on time before they'd need to surface. Zara seemed to understand, her movements becoming more urgent as she worked at what Maya assumed was some kind of control panel that had grown from the ship's skin. Then everything went wrong at once. Maya saw the lights first, harsh white beams cutting down through the water from above. Then came the divers, military-grade equipment and weapons designed for underwater use. Sarah grabbed Maya's arm, pointing frantically toward a rocky outcropping they could use for cover, but Zara was still at her ship, still working desperately at the controls. Maya watched in horror as one of the military divers approached her from behind, some kind of net device in his hands. Without thinking, Maya kicked away from Sarah and swam toward Zara as fast as she could. She reached the military diver just as he was raising the net weapon, and in a move that would have made her high school swim coach proud, she tackled him from the side. The net fired wild, tangling in the ship's surface growth. Maya and the diver tumbled through the water, and she could see his surprised eyes through his mask. She'd never been in a fight in her life, but desperation gave her strength. She managed to grab his air regulator and yank it free from his mouth. Hand touched her shoulder, Zara, who moved between Maya and the choking diver with protective fury. But instead of fighting, Zara did something that made the water around them shimmer with silver light. The military diver's eyes rolled back, and he went limp. More lights were approaching. Sarah appeared beside them, making urgent hand signals toward the surface. But Zara shook her head and pointed at her ship. The bioluminescent patterns were growing brighter, more complex. Then Maya felt it, a vibration that seemed to come from everywhere at once, passing through the water and into her bones. The ship was singing, a harmony that was felt rather than heard. Around them, the military divers had stopped moving, floating motionless, as if entranced. Zara grabbed Maya's hand and placed it on the ship's surface. The moment Maya's skin made contact, images flooded her mind, vast cities of living crystal, beings of impossible beauty moving between the stars, and threaded through it all the concept of home, not as a place, but as a feeling of belonging. When the vision ended, Zara was looking at her with wonder. Even underwater, even through diving masks, Maya could see tears in the alien woman's eyes. The ship's song was growing louder, and Maya realized with a mixture of joy and heartbreak that it was working. Somewhere above them, Zara's people would be hearing the call. Soon they would come to take her home. They surfaced in time to see the sky tear open. It wasn't dramatic like a movie, no explosions or battle music. Instead, the air simply folded, revealing a glimpse of something beyond that made Maya's eyes water to look at directly. A ship descended through the opening, or maybe it was the opening itself taking shape. It was impossible to tell where. The vessel ended, and the distorted space around it began. Sarah was treading water beside them, her marine biologist's mind clearly struggling to process what she was seeing. "Maya," she said faintly, "I think I need to update my research parameters." The government boats were in chaos, engines roaring as they tried to position themselves around the phenomenon. But they seemed unable to get close. Their boats simply slid away whenever they approached, as if the water itself was redirecting them. Zara floated between Maya and Sarah, her face turned upward toward the impossible ship. The bioluminescent patterns on her skin were pulsing in rhythm with lights on the vessel above. Maya realized she was seeing some kind of communication, a conversation in light and electricity that humans weren't designed to understand. "They want me to come now," Zara said finally, her voice carrying clearly across the water despite the chaos around them. "My people, they are not comfortable with this level of exposure." Maya felt her heart sink even as she tried to smile. "Then you should go. This is what we came here for, right?" But Zara didn't move toward the descending ship. Instead, she swam closer to Maya, close enough that Maya could see her own reflection in those color-shifting eyes. "I told them about you," Zara said, "about your kindness, your courage, the way you made me laugh even when I was terrified." "Yeah? What did they say?" Zara's smile was soft and a little sad. "They said you sound very human, Is that good or bad? It is unprecedented. Zara reached out to touch Maya's face, her fingers warm, even in the cold ocean water. They have offered me a choice. Maya's breath caught. What kind of choice? I can return with them now, resume my position, fulfill my obligations to my people. Zara paused, her eyes searching Maya's face. Or I can stay, renounce my rank, my title, my world, become, in their eyes, fully human. The weight of that settled over Maya like the pressure of deep water. Zara, you can't. Your family, your home, everything you've ever known is cold. Zara interrupted. Beautiful, advanced, perfect, and cold. In 3 days with you, I have felt more alive than in all my years among the stars. Around them, the chaos was intensifying. The alien ship was pulsing with increasing urgency, and Maya could see smaller craft detaching from its hull. They were coming to collect Zara whether she was ready or not. You have to decide, Maya said, though the words felt like they were tearing something inside her chest. I can't ask you to give up everything for me. You are not asking, Zara said firmly. I am choosing. The question is, are you choosing too? Maya looked at this impossible woman, floating beside her in the middle of the ocean, while reality bent around them. An alien princess who could have ruled worlds, who had given up everything for a chance at something real. You know, Maya said, reaching out to take Zara's hand, I always wanted to see the stars. Zara's smile could have powered the sun. I know someone who can arrange that. Above them, the alien ship pulsed once more, not with urgency now, but with what Maya somehow understood was approval. Then it folded back into whatever dimension it had come from, leaving only the two of them floating in ordinary ocean under ordinary stars. But Maya knew that nothing would ever be ordinary again.